morning. Huh.
They pulled it out. They did. I have to admit, at the end of the third quarter, I gave up. And I said, I accept defeat. I'm going to bed. I'm leaving Husky behind. And Purdy and the rest of it. And I got up this morning and I said, okay. I got up this morning and I looked at it and I said, it won. And as they were playing the replays, it's hard to see. So I admire you guys for watching. Because I watched David and I watched him throwing too high, too right, and they were scoring and I thought, maybe it's the end. It's just supposed to be I was watching Bruce Willis die hard, and then I was checking the scores, and every time I checked the scores, we've been scoring. And I'm like, oh man, this is going the wrong direction. And then they announced that Shanahan, at the end of the third quarter, when his team was behind, he's sitting over 30 on winning. And I
Would the keeper of the flame please bring forward the Christ candle? Namaste.
Okay. Good morning, beloved of God. Right where you are at this moment, the light of Spirit shines through you. Infinitely loved by God, you are the light of the world. I am Linda, and I welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center of the of Waco this morning. I almost tripped up. Please check your cell phones and make sure they're not on. And please stand as you're able and join in our congregational singing, not congregational.
Good morning. Everybody loves this one. I love this one. The swinging. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well. Now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know when I just let go that I have all I ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. One more time. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, I am well, all is well, I am
Ready for the day now. Let us say together our statement of truth, which is on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. We are a beacon of love and light for those who need this spiritual home now. And let us say together our vision, mission, and our core value for today. Our vision: to awaken an awareness of spirit in our lives through modern application of ancient wisdom. And our mission: raise consciousness, transform lives, heal the planet, one person at a time, beginning with me. I love that. And our core value for today is stewardship. We commit to the practice of giving and receiving to living prosperity principles, and to being good stewards of the abundance God gives our families, our church, and our world. You guys are wonderful.
Thanks. I guess I put on a few pounds. The daily word for today, January 21st, is energetic. I smile as I watch children at a play. Their boundless energy seems so natural, so effortless. When I want to reclaim this same zeal and enthusiasm for myself, I remember these divine gifts are already within me. Centered in this awareness, I feel renewed vitality. As I take care of my family, move through my workday, enjoy time with dear ones, or volunteer in my community, I engage in it all with enthusiasm and feel my energy build. If I feel my enthusiasm faltering, I don't despair. Instead, I pause for a moment to feel the quickening energy of spirit, the divine life and strength that are flowing through me. As I'm revitalized, the world feels new. I shimmer with energy and go about doing all I feel called to do. And from Colossians chapter 1, verse 11, I knew I wouldn't get that one. May you be made strong with all the strength that comes from his glorious power. And our affirmation for today, I'll say and we'll say together, the limitless energy of spirit flows through me. The limitless energy of spirit flows through me.
Thank you, ladies. This is a time in our service when we have an opportunity to come together, to greet one another, to fist bump, shake hands, give a hug, and just to be with each other. And we especially want to know that you who join us out there in the ethers are a part of this church family, and our thoughts, our prayers, and just our energy are with you also. So if you would, let's do that now.
Hey there. Look at you. I was worried I wouldn't make it. Good morning. She can say, good morning.
I'm doing good. I was going to come down here and let's do coffee. Everybody's doing I don't blame them. Thanks, Doug. Howdy. Howdy. How are you? Perfect. Great.
No, I got it for $5 a cranberry. And you put it in a barrel outside the store. Let's go out of business.
Oh, I love cranberry.
What'd you get for $5?
Yeah.
What'd you get for $5? Oh, I love it. I'm really doing good. I'm looking at
Good morning, sir. Morning,
I'm going to
You're here.
try
I can see God in you.
I might just come and
We're from the same source. Good to see you.
So how did you enjoy the game? I watched it last night.
You're ready.
Yeah. Yep. I do think that's
Okay.
her birth certificate. That's what I always wondered.
Almost on my level.
So Penny has to come back here and stand so everybody can know.
Put that with your galoshes.
Thank you.
Seated for our second congregational this morning.
Soften the ground of my heart. Carve out a space within me, where your presence can abide, where your presence can abide. Soften the ground of our hearts. Carve out a space within us, where your presence can abide, where your presence
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Don, and it's a pleasure to welcome each of you to Unity Spiritual Center today. Together we affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, our oneness with all that is, and our oneness in God. Your presence is essential, for each of you is a unique aspect of the energy that is Unity Spiritual Center of Waco, right here, right now. And we know that none of us are here by accident or coincidence. Unity is a New Thought denomination, yet New Thought is nothing new to the world. It is in reality a synthesis of the greatest concepts from the minds and spirits of humankind across the ages. The laws of Moses, the love of Christ, the ethics of Buddha, the morals of Confucius, the 5 pillars of Islam, and the deep spiritual realization of the Hindus all find an exalted place in the philosophy that is unity. In unity, we believe that all people are created with sacred worth, regardless of culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or creed, and we know that neither God nor unity leaves anyone out. So as we open service today, let's do as we always do, open with prayer. Infinite presence, dear loving Spirit, we come together today to be in the presence of God, in the presence of love, knowing that each of us radiates your presence out into the world, that each of us makes a difference. We are truly an expression of God. And by opening our hearts and allowing that love to flow out, we reach out to connect to each other, to our community, and to our world. We know that through your presence, each of us makes a difference. Not only do we share that presence, but we look at our world through your presence, through the eyes of love. As we look out into this world, we see that each person expresses that love. We see through sometimes behavior that's not what we call loving, to see the truth that all people express love, that all people are an expression of love, of God. We live in a beautiful world, and we are grateful for all that is within our lives. So for this we say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. When the disciples asked how should they pray, Jesus gave them the Lord's Prayer, which we say together now as translated from the Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke. Together, infinite presence, which is everywhere. Your name is sacred. Your kingdom is come. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders. And you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error, because yours are the kingdom, the power, and the song, and the praise, from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Each of us is the light and love of God, spiritual beings having a human experience. You are God's beloved, and we embrace you today. This is the time we have an opportunity to pray for the children. They're not here today, so we'll bless the children of the world. So let's just rub our hands together and get some nice warm energy going and hold them up and say, children of the world, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ you.
Morning again. Hi there. So this week's song is actually a request by Reverend Don, who has requested it before. I don't think I've actually ever sung it in church. I think the first time I ever did, I made a video during lockdown. And so it's kind of nice to be able to actually just sing it. And I can never remember if it's called I Don't Need to Know or God Knows, but then I realized I don't need to know because God knows. And Daniel Namond also knows because he's the one that wrote it. But I actually really love this song. I hope you enjoy listening to it as well. When things go wrong, it's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, it's logical to ponder, what credit can I take? But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. But still I find I'm crying out for answers. Guess I'm still craving control. And still I find I'm afraid of taking chances, as if I could damage my soul. But in this moment I remember, it comes so clear to me, that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I could be. I don't need to know where the time goes, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. God knows. God knows.
Beautiful song, and you do it justice. We thank you. There was an elderly couple, actually an Amish elderly couple. They'd lived their life in a small Amish community where they'd always been. One time, they went to the big city with their granddaughter. They went to a mall and went to a department store. Had never been to one before. So as they went into the department store and were looking around, they saw all of the items, all of the variety and everything in there. Many of the items they'd never even heard of before. They were fascinated, amazed at how much stuff they would have in a store like that. So as they wandered around looking, the grandmother wandered over and she ended up standing in front of the elevator looking at it. And as she did, there was an elderly gentleman kind of stooped over with a cane. And he walked up to the elevator and the doors open and he stepped inside and they closed. And she stood there and looked at that. And pretty soon the doors opened again. And there was a younger athletic man walked out and walked by her. And about that time her granddaughter walked up and said, "Grandma, what's that apparatus?" And she said, "I don't know, but run and get your grandfather." Today's talk, I am the presence of God, or the presence of God is within me. There was about 3 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with someone, and they asked me, how do we preach that the presence of God is within us, within each of us, every one of us? And I thought about that and figured I need to talk about that. So that's what our talk's about today. As we look out into the world, we see so much strife, so much negativity going on. We look over in the Middle East, we see Israel and Gaza going at war. 25,000 Palestinians have been killed so far. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. We see the Houthis over in Yemen starting to fire rockets at ships going through the Red Sea. Looks like that will impact the world and the United States because 40% of the cargo in the world goes through that channel. Looks like they're being fed by Iran and they're slowly being pulled into this. A lot of negative energy there. We look at Ukraine just fighting for their very existence. So much negativity going on. We look in our country and we see so much divisiveness. We elect officials to go to Washington to make this country operate smoothly. But as we look at them, it's everybody saying, we're going to do it my way, not your way, and we're not going to compromise. They just fight and fight instead of trying to work together to make this country truly the greatest it is. When they asked people at a conference around the world what was their greatest concern in the world right now, it wasn't the war in the Middle East. It wasn't the economy, the oil. They said their biggest concern was the United States and their inability to change in a peaceful manner after election, a new president, a new leader of a superpower, the leader of the free world. That concerns me that people think of this country like that. So how do we get up here and say, the presence of God is within each person? We're bombarded by the news, by the media, by the papers, about negative stories to sell because it draws people in. But if we look, there are stories out there that are good. I just saw, there was a story in the San Francisco paper about a fisherman who went out fishing beyond the Golden Gate Bridge. Out in the ocean, as he was fishing in his boat, he saw a whale. And as he saw the whale, it looked like it was struggling, and he got closer. He said it was covered with ropes, nets, hanging with lobster traps, crab traps, hundreds of pounds, and just fighting to get to the surface, to breathe, to stay alive. He knew he couldn't do anything about it, so he contacted the authorities that contacted one of these rescue groups for wildlife. They jumped into action immediately, got a boat, got some curved knives, went out there to where this whale was, found it, and they looked, and they were kind of apprehensive, actually a lot apprehensive, because one flip of that tail could kill a human. But they dove into the water, started cutting the ropes, trying to free this whale. One of them said, I swam up to the front of it because it had a rope through its mouth. And he says, as I got close to the whale, I could see its eye following me, everything I did. But he went up and started cutting this rope and got it out of the mouth. He said, we got the ropes cut off of it, got it freed. And he said, it just started swimming around in circles up and down like it was just thrilled to be free, to be alive. But he said, then what it did, it swam up and nudged the divers. He said it nudged them and gave them a push, every diver, one at a time. And then it swam off. He said that was the most thrilling, uplifting experience he had ever had. To know that he made that connection, felt kind of that bond with that animal, and that he was able to connect and help somebody to a better life, to live. Humans are good. Instead of allowing ourselves to be sucked into that energy, we need to look for the goodness that's out there within us. As I prepared for this talk, I found an article I liked from Daily Inspired Life. It talked about love, joy, peace. I better get my cheaters here. It said it would seem simple because we all want the same thing, no matter our origin, background, beliefs. The majority of us desire love, joy, and peace in our lives. 3 little words. Yet as we turn on the television, scroll through media, read papers, we may see a different picture. Many seem divided, stressed or in turmoil. Some struggle with health challenges, relationship strains, financial pressures, and for some they face war, their very existence in their own countries. We may feel powerless because of our inability to change the stories playing out on the grand scale. However, we do have power to transform the personal stories playing out in our own hearts, in our own minds. This change starts with us, you and me. Love, joy, and peace, all of that in our world. Start by us, individually, nurturing love, joy, and peace right here within ourselves. When we do this, our energy radiates out to our family, our friends, colleagues, communities, countries, one individual at a time. Just as a single candle can light many others without dimming its own flame, we can nurture love and peace within ourselves, and we can spread the light to others. A once cold, unwelcoming space, if you would, can be transformed into a magical place filled with sparkling warmth and light where we can uplift each other. So be inspired wherever you are in your life, on your journey. Care. Make a difference. That's how we make a difference in life. When I was young, I used to live in New Mexico. I lived in a little town called Tularosa. It was in the base of the foothills that led up in the mountains in the Mescalero. That's where the Mescalero Apache Indian Reservation was. I can remember the Indians and some of the things they did. 2 of the things I really liked and found beauty in. One, they made some exquisite turquoise jewelry. My wife's got some of that. They also made Indian rugs or tapestries. And just to see I loved the patterns and the colors and everything they made with those. And they made them on a loom. They actually made the wool thread. And the loom would sit there and they'd use the loom. And the loom would just go back and forth, back and forth. That's all the loom did. And as they put the thread in, the loom would move back or forth. And they'd throw in more thread. Thousands of yards of thread to make one of these tapestries or Indian carpets or whatever they were making at the time. And as you look at that, you'd see them. They could lay in that thread different colors. They may be laying in some darker colors, making the rug, and the loom would just go back and forth. Lay in the next thread and start building it up. Sometimes they might be using dark thread, and they'd look at it and the rug would be coming out ugly. Something you didn't really want it to look or have. So what would they do? Maybe instead of a pale yellow, they could change that thread over to a vibrant gold. Something of beauty. Change from that color to more vibrant, bright colors. Start working in the patterns, but the loom just went back and forth. Had nothing to do with them making the rug. But it was the lady making the rug that determined going to be when they got it done. So as they did this, and they looked at the rug and they didn't like what they were doing, they could change that. Instead of that dark thread, they might change it over to a lighter color, more vibrant color, and start building that rug up as the loom just went back and forth. If it came out ugly, they couldn't blame the loom. Came out pretty, still didn't blame the loom. I think the loom is life. Life is neutral. It's up to us to determine what we get out of life, how our life is, by the threads we put into that carpet that's our journey in life. Each day we put down a new thread. It's up to us to decide what that thread's going to be. When you got up this morning, did you say it's going to be a great day? Did you say, I'm going to put in a golden thread? Or did you get up and say, oh, another day? Where's that gray stuff at? We have a choice. We have the power right here. You are the presence of God. And you're given the free will. That loom, that life is there. It's up to you to decide how you're going to load that journey you're on, that carpet. When you get up in the morning, choose. My wife will tell you, if she gets up in the morning, I'll lay in bed another half hour because I lay there and think. Try to determine what's ahead in the day. What do I have to look forward to? And I tell myself, it's going to be a great day. You know, I'm not changing. I'm like everybody else. I'm working at it. But I'd like to think each day I could lay in a thread that makes me just a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit brighter. Add some beauty, not only for myself, but this world. As they look at my carpet, maybe it'll help somebody. That's how we change this world. We feed the golden thread into life, energy, to help all the negativity we see out there, to change it. You can make a difference. Not only for yourself, but for everyone. Get up in the morning. Say, okay, the loom's waiting. What am I going to load? Am I going to make a difference today? If you remember a while back, Reverend Margot was talking and she gave us some cards. It says, you matter. Even a little card like that, when you give it to somebody that needs it, you make a difference. Maybe they pulled that gray thread out and put in a nice bright blue or red. Maybe you made the difference. We all have that opportunity. We live in such a beautiful place. As I close today, I'd like to close with a little story. I read about it. It was from Scott Aubrey, another minister that puts out articles. Said during the pandemic, our family zoomed together for a game of Pictionary. The 5 households represented little squares on your computer screen. As we looked at each other, shared our time together with our computers. And it said we each went around and had a chance at Pictionary to make the drawing or whatever and have people guess what it was. And he says we each did that, and then we got to my granddaughter Jessica, 4 years old. It was her turn. And Jessica took her turn, and she got a piece of paper and a blue crayon, and she started to draw. And he said she made circles and squiggly lines and some straight lines, and said we started guessing, trying to see what it was, and we guessed snakes, a teeter-totter, Legos. And after a couple of minutes, we weren't sure what it was, so we asked her, we said, Jess, what is it you're drawing? And without even taking the crayon up, changing what she was doing, she said, I don't have a clue. Said we erupted in laughter. It was priceless. A little child shall lead them, it says in the Bible. Jessica was in the moment, not caring what the picture was, not competing to be the best in the game. It was a Zen moment. I don't have a clue. I'm just here. Right now, a crayon, a piece of paper, and my family. That's how we live our life right now. Take a crayon, your thread, and live this moment. It's up to you to decide how you're living your life. Sure, you're going to be challenged. That's part of living. But as you face that challenge, it's up to you to feed the energy, the love, to get through it, and to be the presence of God. Thank you. Now let's take that into a time of meditation. So just sit back, relax, let go, and be in this moment, this time. Just slowly breathing in, slowly breathing out. Let go of all your cares, your worries. Just let it all just kind of slowly drain away for just this time. And say to yourself, I am an expression of God. I am an expression of love. And I allow this light, this love to flow into me right now. So let's just spend a few moments now allowing ourselves to be at joy, at peace, and as an expression of love. Now, as we come back to this place, to this time, open your eyes and look around you and see that light, that love that is always there. Thank you.
Just one moment, please, and say, "You tickle me." I just want to say that I watch him when he has to talk. I'll say, "Well, is it you or Margot this week?" And he'll say, "It's me." And he starts, he goes, "I don't know what I'm going to talk about." And he thinks about it, and he's in his office, and he's working. I'm in watching my TV, and pretty soon he'll go, "Well, how's it going?" "I'm still working on it." And then towards the middle of the week, we do this all week. And he'll finally, what are you going to talk about?" "I've got an idea, I'm working on it." And he'll go in our bedroom and shut the door. And I never know what he's going to talk about. And this morning, finally, he comes out of the bedroom. We're dressed and ready for church. And he comes out and he goes, "I'm ready. I can do this today." And it makes me so proud because he doesn't think he's very good. And I think he's excellent. And this morning, I enjoyed this talk this morning. I love you. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to give back to the work of Spirit through our offerings and our tithes. We give in love and gratitude for our own prosperity in its many forms, which comes to us through God, our instant, constant, and abundant source. Will the ushers please come forward? I invite you to hold your offerings in your hand as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all of the good I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and I am grateful.
come forward. Must be getting some good food today. We lost about a third of our people, it looks like. And please join me as we bless this offering.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied a thousandfold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
Shall we circle up? None? One.
No, a quick announcement.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. I ain't got one. I'm leaving.
Just a quick announcement. There's a sign-up sheet downstairs having to do with the World Tour Dinner. For anybody who would like to volunteer to come on the day of, to help prep food, help serve, help clean up. Oh, hello. So just sign up downstairs. Fortunately, we have all of our cooks. So we were good on that score. Thank you.
You may have noticed in the bulletin that next week it's your turn again. You get to ask questions about unity teachings and so forth. So I received them ahead of time, so I have these cards, and if you'd like to take one or more, you are welcome to do so. We'll drop them in the fishbowl, and then I'll pull them out and answer as many as we have time for next week. I'll put some extra ones out in the foyer in case you want to. For those of you that are online, if you have a question, if you want to put it in the comment section for Karen, then she can let me know.
All right, thank you.
Sorry. Can't hear these days.
All right, our prosperity affirmation. We affirm the continued growth and prosperity of Unity Spiritual Center of Waco, and we are grateful. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let each of you know you are the presence of God. Let the church say, Amen.
Amen.